Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off this video by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Macha, Kwadash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessing unto the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. All right. So just as it says here in Job 13 and 15, though he slay me, yet will I trust in him, but I will maintain mine own way before him. And the point is, though he slay me, yet will I trust in him. Right? Because again, the Lord will not pervert judgment. Okay. The Lord will reward every man according to uh his way. Okay. So that being said, even if the Lord abases abases us, makes us go through tribulation and hardship, we still have to maintain our integrity and trust in him. In a sense, trust the process. Okay, because through that furnace, it says what the acceptable men are found in the furnace of adversity. The Lord will make us go through that to the moment of displeasure, moment of uncomfortability, so that we can come out stronger in the faith. Okay, so it says here 2 Timothy 3 and 12. Yeah, all that will live godly in Hamashach Yahushai shall suffer persecution. So it's a part of the game, it's a part of the walk. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua has told us, uh, and has not hid it from us. It says, if they have persecuted me, they will persecute you also. Because again, once you depart from the ways of this world, and you conform your mind to the ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you become an enemy to this world. Okay, you see, and then again, you become a target unto Satan. Okay, to get you out of this truth. Okay, and that's exactly what happened unto Job, and we're gonna get into it. Okay, so it says here in Job 1, and we'll start at 1. It says here, there was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. And Job, this is spiritual, goes into affliction. Okay, Job, the word Job goes into the word affliction. Okay, that's his name. Okay, Omen Omen. Because again, his story, he went through hell, man. He lost everything. And I'm sure you brothers are familiar with the story, with the book of Job. Okay, but I'm just going to hit this specific points. It says here, and that man was perfect and upright, one that feared the Most High and eschewed evil. Okay, so in the eyes of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, he was doing the right thing. He feared the Lord and he walked in wisdom. Okay, he walked according to the right way. And just as I read before in the precept before, it says what? Those that live godly in Hamashach, Yahushua shall suffer persecution. Okay, so it's not because um, especially in this world, the world that is, Yahushua said himself, the prince of this world have nothing to do with me. Okay, so this world is completely immersed in the lack of fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Okay, wrong judgment proceeded. Okay, everything is out of order. Okay, and even further, Satan, the physical counterpart of Satan, Isa Edom, and his affiliates, his gang members, these other nations, the other heathens, they constantly seek to cast us down from our excellency. And it says what? They shall wear out the saints. Okay, so in this oppressive system, we are uh, they want to keep us in a based state. Okay, keep us disconnected from our power, because this is how they maintain their hold on power. Okay, but again, that's just to say that Job was a man that feared the Lord, but he still went through hell. He still caught hell. Okay, and he was justified because of his past sins. But again, the Lord made him go through that fire to test him. Okay, maybe he didn't go off. Okay, maybe he didn't go off. He was a man that feared the Lord. That is, when he says eschewed evil, that was a man that fled from evil. That did the that didn't partake in evil things, man. Okay, so he eschewed evil, but the Lord still made him go through all that moment of hell. Okay, that moment of hardship, to test his faith, to test his integrity. And why? Because Satan, let's go into it. Okay, verse 7, And the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai said unto Satan, Whence cometh thou? Then Satan answered the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. Okay, so Satan is he's roaming like a lion, seeking whom he may devour. So he's always lurking. He's a spirit. He doesn't get tired, man. Okay, so he's always looking around, mentioning your name to the Lord, seeing if he can if the Lord can take away his hedge. Well, let's go into it, man. And it says what? And the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there was none like him in the earth, a perfect man and upright man, one that feared the Most High and eschewed evil. So again, even the Lord it's the Lord that brought up Job to Satan. Okay. And said what? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, Does Job fear the Most High for naught? And that's something that we have to prove unto the Lord, man, that we are not fearing the Lord for nothing. You're fearing the Lord because that's the right thing to do. Okay. Not only for the benefits, but also because we fear the consequences. Okay, we fear him because again, to first off, it says, without faith it is impossible to please him. But to have faith in the Lord is also to fear him, because to fear him is to reverence him, to give him the proper honor. Because it says what? Yeah, the without faith it is impossible to please him, and you have to acknowledge that he is. Okay, and if he is, you will fear him, you will reverence him as being the highest authority in the whole universe, in the whole existence. Yahweh, he is the highest. There's no authority above his. Okay, so that being said, uh that question is ultimately one that we have to answer, man. Are we fearing the Lord for naught? No, man. Okay, we fear the Lord because that's the right thing to do. As it says, that is the whole duty of man. Okay, Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, I believe. The whole duty of man is to fear the Most High and to keep his commandments. All right. But then it says what? Has thou not, that's Satan speaking, has thou not made an hedge about him? Hast thou not made a hedge about him and about his house and about all that he had on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance increased in the land. You see, so again, uh, the Lord is a power of balance. So right now, Satan is telling the Lord, like, yo, everything's going right in the life of Job. Okay, his house, his household, everything is in order. He he's gaining, okay, in substance. Okay, in the land of his substance are increasing. Okay, he's blessed on every side. The work of his hands, everything that he partakes in, succeeds, because you're blessing everything that he does. You're making everything that he does work. Okay, but it says what? Put forth thine hand now and touch all that he had, and he will curse thee to thy face. Okay, you see, so that's the challenge. You see, because again, every good thing comes from the Lord, but again, the Lord is a power of balance. He creates good and he creates evil. He creates light and darkness. Okay, he wounds and he heals. Okay, so just in that point, even if he slays us, we still have to trust in him, because he's the only way out, man. He's the only thing. He's the only one that can deliver us, that can save us. Okay. And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, all that he had is in thine power, only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. Okay? So again, Satan got the okay, because again, Satan works for the Lord. He's in order on the left hand, and he got the permission from the Lord to touch everything that Job had. So before Job went through hell, the Lord had to give the okay. So again, the Lord sent the shot. Okay, it says here. So let's go into it real quick. Let me see. Okay. So, and there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job and said, The oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding beside them, and the Sabians fell upon them and took them away. So like, yeah, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, The fire of the Most High is fallen from heaven, and had burned up the sheep and the servants and consumed them, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, There came also another, and said, the Chaldeans made out 3 bands, and fell upon the camels, and have carried them away, yeah, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. Okay. And while he was yet speaking, there came also another, and said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness, and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead, and I alone am escaped to tell thee. Okay. Then Job arose and rent his mantle, and shaved his head, and fell down upon the ground and worshipped. So again, you have to remember that at the beginning of the chapter, it said that Job was a man that was perfect, that feared the Lord, that escheweth evil. Okay. But now, after that council in the heavens with between Yahweh Bashem Shai and Satan, okay, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai gave permission unto Satan to do all these things unto him. Okay, unto Job. Okay, even if Job, in the eyes of Yahweh Bashim Shai, he was a upright man. Okay, because again, it's not Job himself that declared that he was an upright man. It's the Lord. Okay, the Lord said that Job was an upright man. Okay, let me bring that back. He said, and the Lord Yahweh Hashem Shai said unto Satan, verse 8, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feared the Most High and eschewed evil. You see? So again, Job was the Lord's guy, man. Okay? You see? So and again, the Lord bet on Job that he would not losing his integrity even if he lost everything. And that's the mindset that we're to have, because again, on this side, we're gonna lose. You might lose your job coming into the truth, your girlfriend, your wife, your family, they might turn their backs on you. Uh you might lose your car. We're in the business of losing because we have so much more to gain. The present suffering of this lifetime is not to be compared with the glory that we're going to obtain. And again, it's temporary. The suffering, again, the Lord is a power of balance. The same way that he can take away, he can give again. Okay. And that's what Job understood. And that's why he said, though he slay me, I will trust in him. Okay. So just to finish up the chapter, it says, then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshipped, and said, naked came out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, Yahweh Hashem Yahshai gave, and the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshai had taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. And all this Job sinned not and charged not the most and charged nor charged the Most High foolishly. So you see, the Lord gave and the Lord taken away. Because again, everything belongs to the Lord. Even you belong to the Lord. If he takes away your, if he puts you to, if he deletes you and calls back your spirit unto him, hey, he has every right to do so. Okay. So that being said, that was a quick example of Job, of his situation. How even if he feared the Lord, he still was subject unto these trials. Okay, those afflictions. Okay, those hardships. Okay, but we understand that at the end, the latter end of Job was better than his beginning. Okay, and we understood how the Lord increased him, and how everything that he was doing was working, and then he lost everything. You know, the moral of the story is that even if he lost everything, he still kept the fear of the Lord. He still had faith in the Lord, and the Lord rewarded him at the end. And that's exactly a representation of the elect. If you could bring it back to the days that we're in now, as we're suffering now with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So like if we're as we're suffering as Yahweh Shai suffered, we will reign with him, just as it says in Second Timothy, I believe. Let me see. Second Timothy, I believe is the second chapter. And that's the spirit. That's the spirit. Okay. It says here, Second Timothy 2 and 12. If we suffer, we will also reign with him. If we deny him, he will also deny us. So if you suffer, that's a part of the condition. If you come into this truth, you are expected to suffer just as Yahweh Shai suffered for us. Okay, and no greater love than this, that a man could lay down his life for his brother's sake. Okay, roughly paraphrasing. Just as Yahweh Shai did, we are to do for him also in the spirit. Okay, forsake things, and that's why Yahweh Shai told unto Peter, those that forsook lands, wives, children, parents for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold. So we're not losing. It seems like we're losing, but we're actually investing in the future. And our investment is not an investment that's gonna be, um, how can I say, that is limited. Our investment is gonna be eternal. So we're never gonna lose that investment. It's only gonna increase and increase and increase. All right. So that's why it is better to suffer for Yahweh Bashim Yahshua so that you can glory with him when he returns. Okay. So going to the story with Tobit. Okay. Going to the event with Tobit. So it says here in the book of Tobit. Nah, just grab my, because we're gonna jump in the book of Tobit. We're not gonna go into the whole thing, but we're gonna jump from here and there from chapters in the book of Tobit just to get the point, because it's very similar to the situation with Job, but just to get another example. And there's multiple men in the scriptures, men, women in the scriptures that went through different affliction and still maintained their integrity in the Lord and were rewarded in the end. And that's how these stories were written to so that we, through faith, we can endure. Okay, we can endure the things that we're going through, because again, like I said, it's just temporary. It's a moment. What is a moment of affliction compared to eternity? It's nothing. Like it's like a drop in the it's like a drop of water in the ocean. It's not to be compared, man. The moments, the affliction that we are going through right now can be compared to the glory that we're gonna obtain, man. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna go into to the book of Tobit, chapter 1, and we're gonna jump to verse 3, and it says, I, Tobit, have walked all the days of my life in the ways of truth and justice, and did as many alms deed to my brethren and my nation who came with me to Nineveh into the land of the Assyrians. Okay, it says here, verse 5. Now all the tribes which together revolted, and the house of my father Naphtali sacrificed unto the heifer Baal. So he, Tobit, and his house were following after the ways of Yahweh Bashim Shai, but uh, the rest of his people that were with him, okay, they turned unto idols, okay. But it says what, verse 6? But I alone went often to Jerusalem at the feast, as it were ordained unto all the people of Israel by an everlasting decree. So he was keeping the law. He was walking in the fear of the Lord, just as Job did, okay, having the first fruits and the tenth of the increase with that which was first shorn, and them gave I at the altar to the priests, to the children of Aaron. Okay. So if you jump verse 10, verse 10, it reads, verse 9, furthermore, when I was come to the age of a man, I married Anna of my own kindred, and of her begat Tobias. And when we were carried away captive to Nineveh, all my brethren and those that were of my kindred did eat the bread of the Gentiles. So again, they conceded to the ways of the heathen. Okay, but I kept myself from eating. So again, he, as it says, what? Because I remembered the Most High with all my heart. Okay, compared to, so again, that's another representation of the elect compared to the elect, the hopeful elect, how we're trying our best to abstain for the ways of the world. Okay, to not be conformed to the ways of the world, but rather be separate, to not touch the unclean things. Okay, to not partake in the evils, but rather to mortify our members and to follow after Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, you see, he kept himself from eating. He did not partake to eat with the bread of the Gentiles, but the rest of his kindred, they did eat. Okay, just as the wicked of our people are also enjoying the pleasures of this wicked world, man. Okay, instead of seeking after Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. Okay, but it says what? And the Most High gave me grace and favor before Ener Mesar, so that I was his purveyor. So again, the Lord gave him a good position, gave him a good affliction in that captivity. Okay, so it says here, verse 16, and it reads, "And in that time of Enemesar, I gave many alms to my brethren, and gave my bread to the hungry." So again, showing charity, showing uh, uh, he's showing characteristics of a man that fears the Lord, just as Yahushua taught us to love our neighbor as ourselves. And when it says neighbor, that really goes into another Israelite, and even more in these days, the Israel of the Most High, those that do the will of the Most High. Those are your real family in the spirit. Okay, beyond your flesh and blood. Those that keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and that walk in the fear of the Lord. Those are the house of the Most High. When you do good unto all men, especially those of the household of faith. Okay, so Tobit was giving alms to his brethren, giving bread to the hungry, and my clothes to the naked. And if I saw any of my nation dead or cast about to the walls of Nineveh, I buried him. Okay, so he took the time out of his day, okay, to not only feed the poor, to give alms, okay, to clothe the naked, but also he buried those that were slain in the streets, man. Okay, because these are the nation wouldn't care, wouldn't take the time. He did it himself out of fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, for the good conscience sake that he had toward his people, man. Okay, for the love that he had for Yahweh Bashim Yahshai and his people. Okay, you see. So those are our characteristics of a good man of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. And it says here, verse 18, "And if the king Sennacherib had slain any when he was come and fled from Judea, I buried them privately, for in his wrath he killed many, but the bodies were not found when they were sought for of the king. And when one of the Ninevites went and complained of me to the king, that I buried them and hid myself, understanding that I was sought for to be put to death, I withdrew myself for fear." Okay, "then all my goods were forcibly taken away. Neither was there anything left me beside my wife Anna and my son Tobias." Okay, so again, he got he was people are looking to put him to death because he was burying the dead Israelites that were on the streets, man. Okay, and again, these heathens, they complained about him. Oh, and again, he's just burying the dead. Okay, he's burying his dead, man. Okay, but the heathens, because of the hate that they have for us, because yes, we have enemies. You have to acknowledge that we have enemies. These people, they don't love us. They hate us, man. Okay, they hate us, man. You are not, because again, they know through the spirit that we're supposed to be over them. They know in the spirit that we're supposed to be over them, and they hate us for that because we were the chosen of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Okay, and this is their time to shine. Okay, but not unknowingly, the 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 fact that they're oppressing us like that is gonna return unto them, man. Okay, when we get back in power, when the Lord returns, we're gonna have our fun with these people, man. Okay, but again, all these things were taken away for good. Okay, for good, they rewarded him evil. Okay, they entreated him evil for all the good that he did. Okay, so it says here, next chapter, um, jump to verse 2. "And when I saw the abundance of meat, I said to my son, Go and bring what poor man soever thou shalt find out of our brethren, who is mindful of the Lord, and lo, I tarry for thee." So there was a dinner prepared for him, and he told his son to go out in the highways and byways and to find those that were mindful of the Lord. Again, to when you do good, know it to whom thou doest good, and again, do it good to all men, especially to the household of faith. So that's the mindset that Tobit had. I want to eat. Go. I have a lot of food with me. Go find whosoever is poor, that fears the Lord in the streets, and tell him to come eat, man. That's a charitable man. Okay, that's something that I strive for, man. To be charitable, to have the when the opportunity presents itself, that I may be able to help, that I may be able to give. It says the Lord loves a cheerful giver, and charity covers the multitude of sin. Okay, so again, that's Tobit. Tobit had that mindset. Okay, and it came to pass, and he came again and said, Father, one of our nations is strangled and is cast out in the marketplace. Then before I had tasted any meat, I started up and took him up into the room until the going down of the sun. Then I returned and washed myself and ate my meat in heaviness. Okay, so again, the room until so yeah. So he before he even ate, I believe he went to go bury him. But it doesn't really say bury, but I believe it says he took him up into a room until the going down of the sun. Okay, so it says here, verse 7. Therefore I wept, and after the going down of the sun, I went and made a grave and buried him. So I believe maybe that was the Sabbath because there it was a feast. Okay, so he didn't want to go bury the dead body yet because it was a Sabbath. Okay, because usually the feast of the Pentecost, I believe it starts on a Sabbath. Okay, you could go check it out. Maybe I'll go do a lesson on it later on, but that's another lesson for that's another topic for another lesson. But I believe it was the Sabbath. That's why he didn't go bury him right away. But then it said what? Uh, so before he even ate his food, he set him up on the side. Then I returned and washed myself, ate my meat in heaviness, okay, remembering the prophecy of Amos, and he said, "Your feast shall be turned into mourning, and your mirth into lamentation." Okay. Therefore I wept, and after the going down of the sun, I went and made a grave and buried him. So yeah, I believe it was the Sabbath because, or else it wouldn't he wouldn't have waited until the going down of the sun. He would have just buried him even before he ate. Okay. But my neighbors mocked me and said, "This man is not yet afraid to be put to death for this matter, who fled away, and yet, lo, he buried the dead again." So again, these other nations, they might see us go out in the highways and byways, they mock us, they scoff us. Okay, those were the in that day, those were the scoffers, man. Okay, even Tobit's wife at one point scoffed at him. Okay, and we might get to it, but it says here, uh, but again, you have to remind yourself that Tobit was doing good unto his people, was doing good unto the poor, was doing good unto out of the fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. Said that he had the Lord in his heart always, man. Okay, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, but still he was mocked, he was scoffed. People sought to put him to death. Okay, because again, this is an evil world, man. Okay, there's a precept that says that the world was not worthy of them. No, man, this world is not worthy of us, man. Those that fear Yahweh Hashem Shai, this world is not worthy of us, man. Okay, but soon they'll realize the error of their ways, man. Okay, it says here, uh, go straight to the point, and this is pertaining to his wife. I'll jump to verse 11. And my wife Anna did take woman's work to do, and when she was sent me, and when she had sent them home to the owners, they had paid her wage and gave her also beside a kid, so a baby goat. Okay, and when it was in my house, and began to cry, I said to her, "From whence is this kid? Is it not stolen? Render it to the owner, for it is not lawful to eat anything that is stolen." Okay. But she replied unto me, "Is it was given for a gift for more than the wage. Howbeit I did not believe her, but bade her to render it to the owner." So he didn't believe her. Say, "Yo, come on, man, don't lie to me, woman." You know, and 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 I was abased at her, and I was abashed at her. And she replied upon me, "Where are thine alms and thy righteous deeds? Behold, thou art thou behold thou and all thy works are known." Okay, so she was basically cussing him out, man. She's, where is your deeds? Where all the benefit that's coming from you serving the Lord? Okay, you lost all your things, this and that. People are laughing at you, this and that. Okay, so she cut him deep, man. Then I began, and then verse chapter 3, verse 1. Then I, being grieved, did weep, and my sorrow, and in my sorrow prayed, saying, "O Lord, thou art just, and all thy works and all thy ways are mercy and truth, and thy wages, and thou judgest truly and justly forever." Okay, remember me and look on me. Punish me not for my sins and ignorance and the sins of my fathers who have sinned before me. That's a mindset that we are to have too. To pray for forgiveness of sin is very important, man. Okay, and that's another thing too pertaining to this, the fact that when the Lord is slaying you, is really for you to turn to Him and ask for forgiveness and ask to not repeat your sins, and to ask for him to show you the better way so that you can serve him more efficiently. Okay, you see. But again, he was already grieving for the fact that for the situation that he's in, the situation that his people are in, and the wife just added insult to injury. Okay, and it says here, for they obey not thy commandments, wherefore thou hast delivered us for a spoil, and unto captivity, and unto death, for a proverb of reproach to all nations among whom we are dispersed. And now thy judgments are many and true. Deal with me according to my sins and my fathers, because we have not kept thy commandments, neither have walked in the truth before thee. We still have to remember that Tobit was saying that compared to the rest of his people, he was actually keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, walking in the fear of the Lord. Okay, but still acknowledging that he sinned. Okay, that's the prayer that he was saying. Okay, so it says here. Okay, let me jump. It says here, verse 7, and it came to pass. So that was Tobit. That was Tobit, and now we're gonna go into what's going on with his kindred, Sarah. Okay, so it says here, verse 7, and it came to pass the same day that in Ecbatana, Ecbatan, a city of Media, Sarah, the daughter of Raguel, who was also reproached by her father's maid. Okay, so she was also being laughed at to scorn. Okay, because that she had been married to 7 husbands, whom Asmodeus and the evil spirit had killed. Okay, so she was married to 7 husbands. Okay, but all of them were killed. It says what? Before they had lain with her. Dost thou not know, said they, that thou hast strangled thy husband, that thou hast already 7 husbands, neither hast thou named after any of them? So they were saying, uh, basically, they were, in that time, for you to be a woman and to not bring forth a child to a man, that was reproachful. But now her situation is completely different because there's an evil spirit killing all her husbands. She'll see not one, not two, not three, but 7, which also goes into the number of completion. Okay, 7 husbands that she tried to be betrothed to. Okay, were put to death because of Asmodeus. Okay, and that's also of the Lord, because again, just as the Lord sent Satan to afflict Job, the Lord sent Asmodeus to kill those men. Okay, because again, not even a sparrow dies without the Lord giving the okay, the consent for that happening. Okay, so that evil spirit Asmodeus was sent from the Most High for that situation to happen. Okay, it says here, wherefore dost thou beat us for them? If they be dead, go thy way after them. Let us never see thee, either son or daughter. Okay, we so like when she heard these things, she was very sorrowful, so that she thought to have strangled herself, and said, I am the only daughter of my father, and if I do this, it shall be a reproach unto me, unto him, and I shall bring his old age with sorrow unto the grave. So so she can't even commit. She thought about committing suicide, but even what it would cause, the consequence of, it's like the effect that would bring to her family, that made her stop, because she was the only daughter. She was the only child that they had. Okay, so she thought, she even if she died, she's like, no, if I die, if I kill myself, that's just gonna bring more sorrow to my parents. I can't do that. Okay. Then she prayed toward the window and said, Blessed art thou, O Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, my power. So again, just as she started her prayer, it said, Blessed art thou. Just as Tobit said, O Lord, thou art just. Okay. So again, they're not just trying to justify themselves in the sight of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai. They're really acknowledging him, blessing the Lord for his actions. Okay. Because the Lord is all knowing. His ways are above all ways. Okay. You see, and again, all these things happened, from Tobis being persecuted, laughed at to scorn, to her and her 7 husbands being put to death by an evil spirit. All these things were happened for the Lord to make something come to pass. Okay, for not only for Tobit, for Sarah, but also Tobias, the son of Tobit. Okay, because again, the ways of the Lord are higher than our ways, man. Okay, he did everything strategically. Okay, he is the master chess player. Okay, so again, even if he slays us, we are to put our trust in him. We are to trust the process. Okay, because he sees the bigger picture, beyond what we see, beyond what we can understand. So the best thing that we can do is trust in him. Okay, knowing that he knows best. Okay, blessed art thou, o Lord, my power, and thine holy and glorious name is blessed and honorable forever. Let all thy works praise thee forever. And now, O Lord, set thine eyes and my face toward thee. So like I set mine eyes and my face towards thee, and say, take me out from the earth, that I may hear no more the reproach. Thou knoweth, Lord, that I am pure from all sins with men. Okay, so she's not an adulteress. See, she was saying that she was not an adulteress. Okay, what is sin with men? Adultery. Okay, you see? And it says, what? I have never polluted my name, nor the name of my father in the land of my captivity. I am the only daughter of my father. Neither had any child to be, like it, neither had he any child to be his heir, neither any kinsman, nor any son of his alive, to whom I may keep myself for a wife. My 7 husbands are already dead, and why should I live? But if it please not thee that I should die, command some regard to be made of me, and pity taken of me, that I can hear no more reproach. So here's the point. So the prayers of them both were heard before the majesty of the great power, and Raphael was sent to heal them both. This is the scale away from the whiteness of Tobias. Okay, this is something that I missed. So like it. This is what I missed. Yeah, verse 10. Okay. Okay, we'll finish this and then we'll go back. I missed the point in chapter 2. But okay, and Rachel, so let's go real quick. Because again, you have to remember as he went to go bury okay, verse 8. It says here, Tobit 2 and verse 8. But my neighbors mocked me and said, this man is not yet afraid to be put to death for this matter, who fled away, and yet lo, he buried the dead again. The same night also I returned from the burial, and slept by the walls of my courtyard, being polluted, and my face was uncovered. And I knew not that there were a sparrow in the wall, and my eyes were being opened. The sparrow muted warm dung into mine eyes, and whiteness came in my eyes, and I went to the physicians, but they helped me not. Moreover, uh, Achiaris did nourish me until I went into Aliemus. Okay, so that being said, he ended up being blind. He ended up being blinded because after he went to go bury uh the dead body, okay, he came back home. He didn't go straight home. He went to the wall. He laid down, okay, and then there was a bird that shot on that shot on his face, man, and it went straight into his eyes. And that again, that's of the Lord. Okay, you see, that's of the Lord, because everything happens according to the will of the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, so the Lord made that scenario to happen. Okay, so after all the good that Tobiah that Tobit did, he lost his eyesight. Okay, so back to verse 3. So again, he throughout all these things, he was being mocked. His wife cussed him out. He was being chased for doing good. Okay, he was in the fear of death. Okay, all for righteousness' sake. And Sarah, she was being reproached. Okay, for her situation, something that she had no control over. Okay, but it says what? And so the prayers of them both were heard before the majesty of the great power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So again, our prayers are heard. Okay, the prayers of the saints pierced the clouds. Okay, so it's very important for us to send prayers unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, even as the decree was sent us to send curses upon this place, man, that the Lord comes and delivers us speedily, man. Okay, we are to send curses upon Babylon the Great for World War III to start. Okay, for the implementation of the MOTB, for the prophecies to come speedily. Okay, because every step brings us closer to the end of this wicked kingdom, to the return of righteousness on the earth, man. Okay, you see. And again, you have to remember that the Lord will speed up the days. So how much more if we all, in the name of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, those that truly believe, call upon the end of this wicked kingdom, man. All right. There's power in prayer, and that book, the book of Tobit, proves that. Okay, and Raphael was sent to heal them both. So again, the Lord, just as he sent Satan unto Job, just as he sent Asmodeus to kill all those husbands that Sarah had, the same way, after he heard the prayers of Sarah and Tobit, he sent Raphael to heal them both. Okay, so and Raphael was sent, okay, Raphael, okay, which is like the power, okay, and Raphael was sent to heal them both. Um, no, Salakia, healing power. Okay, Rapa Allah, I believe Rapa Allah, which goes in healing power. Okay, yeah, healing power, and it says Raphael was sent to heal them both. That is the scale away from the whiteness of Tobit's eyes, and to give Sarah, the daughter of Ragel, for a wife to Tobias, the son of Tobit, and to bind Asmodeus, the evil spirit, because she belonged to Tobias by right of inheritance. The self same time came Tobit home and entered into his house, and Sarah, the daughter of Ragel, came down unto her upper chamber. Okay, it came down from her upper chamber. You see everything in the spirit. Those two things happens simultaneously at the same time. So it says here, let me see. I'm gonna jump, go straight to the point. Mm. Chapter 4. There's a lot of good things that you can get from this book, man. Okay. It says here of chapter Tobit 4 and chapter 19. Blessed, bless the Lord thy power always, and desire of him that thy ways may be directed. So like it, and desire of him that thy ways may be directed, and that all thy paths and counsels may prosper. For every nation had not counsel, but the Lord himself giveth all good things, and he humbleth whom he will, and as he will. Now therefore, my son, remember my commandments, neither let them put out let let them be neither let them be put out of thy mind. Okay, verse 21. And fear not, my son, that we are made poor, for thou hast much wealth, if thou fear the Most High, and depart from all sin, and do that which is pleasing in his sight. So again, those are a counsel that Tobit gave unto Tobias before he let him go on his journey. Okay, but again, the Lord will humble who he will. Okay, so the fact that you're being abased, the fact that you're going through hell is a process of humbling, because it says what, before glory is humiliation. Okay, before pride comes to fall, before exaltation, you have to be humbled, which goes into being humiliated. Okay, so and again, we are made a spectacle unto the world, not only to the angels, to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, but also the people that are in this world, man, on this side, on the physical realm. Okay, we're made a spectacle. Okay, to them we look like fools. Okay, as it says, we're made ourselves fools for the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, but it is the power of salvation unto them that believe. All right, but again, we have great wealth. Even if we lose, as I said before, we have great wealth in Yahweh Bashim Yahshai if we fear Him. Okay, I know thy poverty, but thou art rich. Okay, which may seem confusing if you don't have the Spirit. Okay, how can you be poor and rich at the same time? We're rich in the Spirit, which will be more beneficial, because it says what, the riches of this side will not deliver in the day of wrath. So you might be rich on this side, but if you're poor in the Spirit, you're through. Okay, because when you realize that those riches cannot save you, you're gonna be left destitute without hope. Okay, that's why it says wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. And we're gonna be stable, those that have this understanding and knowledge, those that are walking in the fear of the Lord. Okay, we're gonna be in the know, while these other people are gonna be walking around to and fro looking for answers, but they will not get those answers. They're gonna be through. Okay, so it says here, Tobit verse 12. I believe it was verse 12. Let's see if there's something in verse. Okay. Yeah. Tobit 12, and I'll start at verse 6. And it says, Then he took them apart Then he took them apart and said unto them, Bless the Most High, bless Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, praise him and magnify him, and praise him for the things which he had done unto you in the sight of all that live. It is good to praise the Most High and exalt his name, and honorably, and it is and honorably to shew forth the works of the Most High. Therefore, be not slack to praise him. Okay, when I go to praise the Lord, put off all thy strength, because um, you will still lack, roughly paraphrasing. You can never go far enough when it comes to praising Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay, verse 8, prayer is good with fasting and alms and righteousness. A little with righteousness is better than much with unrighteousness. You see, a little with righteousness is better than much with unrighteousness. And that's the difference between those that are in the world and those that fear the Lord. We might have a little in righteousness, but it's better. We're in a better situation inside of Yahweh Hashem Shai than those that have much with unrighteousness. It is better to give alms than to lay up gold. For alms does deliver from death and shall purge away all sins. Those that exercise alms and righteousness shall be filled with life. Okay, but they that sin are enemies of their own life. Okay, likewise, as it says, those that hate me love death, as pertaining to Yahweh Hashem Shai and wisdom. Okay, so it says here, verse 12. Now therefore, says here, now therefore, when thou didst pray, and Sarah thy daughter-in-law, uh, I did bring the remembrance of her prayers before the Holy One. And when thou didst bury the dead, I was with thee likewise. So again, all those deeds that Tobit did, the prayer that Sarah did, Yahweh Hashem El Shai was there. Okay, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the actions of men. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay, you see. So every deed that you do in the name of Yahweh Hashem El Shai, they are remembered. They're registered. The Lord has the receipts. Okay. As I said, the Lord is not unrighteous to forget your deeds of love that you do for his name's sake. Okay. Unto his saints, unto the righteous, unto the hopeful elect. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay. The Lord remembers everything that we do, because that's Raphael speaking unto Tobit and Tobias on the side, telling them that when you were burying the dead, I was there. He was there in the spirit watching us. Okay, you see. So that's why you're to fear Yahweh Hashem Shai, because when you're by yourself, you're not really by yourself. The angels of the Lord encamp it round about those that fear the Lord. Okay, and that being said, you're supposed to watch your steps. Okay, you see, because these people, they don't acknowledge. They think that they're walking around. It says what the things that is seen, the things that are not seen are more terrible than the things that are seen. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay, and again, those angels, just one angel. It takes one angel to destroy the whole earth, man. To destroy the armies of this earth, man. Okay. So that being said, the Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is with us, man. Okay. Even if you're by yourself, the Lord is there in the spirit, man. Okay. The Lord is watching our every move, man. That's why we have to walk in integrity. Okay. We can't be hypocrites. The Lord knows our hearts. That's how he knows our hearts, because he's with us always. Yahushua said that. Okay, until the end of the world, I'm with you. Roughly paraphrasing Matthew 24. Now Matthew 28. Okay. So it says here, uh verse 13, and when thou didst not delay to raise up and leave thy dinner to go and cover the dead, thy good deeds was not hid from me, but I was with thee. And now the Most High has sent me to heal thee and Sarah thy daughter-in-law. I am Raphael, one of the seven holy angels, which presents the prayers of the saints, and which go in and out before the glory of the Holy One. Okay. And it says, and they were both troubled and fell upon their face, for they feared. But he said unto them, Fear not, for it shall go well with you. Praise the Most High, therefore. For not of any favor of mine, but by the will of our power I came, wherefore praise him forever. You see? Uh, Now therefore give thanks to the Most High, for I go up to him that sent me, but write all these things which are done in a book. And when they arose, they saw him no more, and they confessed the great and wonderful works of the Most High, how the angel of the Lord had appeared unto them. All right, so all these things were written for our edification, for our strength, to strengthen our faith. Okay, because again, just as Job went through hell and his end was increased above his beginning, Tobit, his as it says, verse 13, I believe, no 14. It says here, uh, Tobit 14 and 1. So Tobit made an end of praising the Most High, and he was 8 and 50 years old when he lost his sight. So 8 and 50 years, so 58 years old when he lost his sight, which was recovered to him after 8 years. And he gave alms, and he increased in the fear of the Most High and praised him. So even after all this, the fear of the Lord increased in Tobit. Okay, he was already righteous. He was already fearing the Lord. But even then, after all that happened, there was a boost there was a spiritual boost that happened. Okay, so such as all the afflictions and tribulations that we go through, all those trials that we go through, is really to boost our faith. To see, okay, I was able to overcome this. Tawara Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay, you see, Paul said, "What out of all the miseries that I had to 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 overcome, the Lord delivered me from all of them." Okay, and that's the mindset that we are to have. But again, Tobit, before he received his sight, he lost his sight for 8 years. Imagine that. So imagine to not be able to see for 8 years, and again, that the fact that you were doing good. He could have said, "Oh fuck, man, I shouldn't have buried those people, man." He could have cussed out the Lord. He could have lost his faith. He could have went and defiled himself with the bread of the Gentiles. He could have went and done all sorts of madness. He could have went completely left, but rather he kept his integrity in the Lord. That's a great example of endurance. Just as Yahweh Shai was a great example of endurance. David was a great example of endurance, and those examples were there for us to follow, looking towards the starter and finisher of our faith. Okay, so we are to look at those examples, knowing that uh, Yahweh Bashim Shai will reward those that endure until the end. Okay, so regardless of the affliction that you go through, it's like a rite of passage. You have to go through the affliction. You have to go through the hell. You have to go through the water and the fire to obtain the kingdom of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So that being said, even though the Lord slays us, we need to put our trust in Him and trust in the process that the Lord has put in our place, man. All right. So that being said, I hope this lesson was edifying. I'd like to give all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Wachakodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessing unto the hopeful elect. Until next lesson, shalom, shalom, shalom. Lord willing, this was edifying. Shalom. Okay.